Mountain News, first at 4, continues.
Eastern Kentucky is facing an uptick in overdose cases caused by what health officials say is a new fentanyl-laced drug. WYMT's Chas Jenkins has more from the Kentucky River District Health Department.
In a region still fighting against the opioid epidemic, local health officials are alarmed by a recent increase of overdose cases that point to another drug taking hold in the mountains.
We've seen approximately 6 overdoses on the north end of our district there in Lee, Wolf, Owsley counties, and with 1 fatality. And there may be other overdoses that we're not aware of yet at this time.
The culprit is a new fentanyl-laced drug that turns purple when placed in water, unlike similar drugs found in the area.
What they're used to seeing whenever they crush up the substance and prepare it in the water and prepare to heat it for injection, that it, a white cloudy mixture, and what they're seeing with this is that purplish tint.
Asking everyone to be prepared in case of an emergency.
They should have Narcan available, and we encourage people. We have Narcan available at our health departments with many of our community partners there. We work with our first responder network to make sure that there's Narcan available.
Doing whatever they can to educate the public. Chas Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Lockhart says if you see anyone suffering from an overdose, you should call 911 immediately. Now an update on a story we first told you about last night at 11 out of McCreary County. Kentucky State Police arrested 31-year-old Dustin Watkins, a former sheriff's deputy there, on rape charges dating back to 2020. Officials with KSP say they began investigating the case then and just recently presented their evidence to a McCreary County grand jury, leading to the arrest. As of November 2021, Watkins was working as a peace officer for Transylvania University. The university says Watkins went through an extensive vetting process before being hired, and they are suspending him without pay. Watkins is being held in the Whitley County Detention Center.
Well, it's a tale of two halves of the area for us today. Some of us are struggling to get into the 50s this afternoon, while others are knocking on the mid-70s door right now. And you can thank cloud cover for that, because part of the region it's overcast and others brilliantly sunny. Where's it overcast? Well, outside our front door here at WYMT in Hazard. A few breaks in the clouds, giving us a little bit of blue sky, but the clouds are with us this afternoon. However, London Corbin Airport, higher clouds, fewer of them, and plenty of blue sky out there on the, at least above the runway, not necessarily on the runway. But look at that temperature. 67 at London Corbin Airport right now. Like I said, the tale of two halves. It's almost a 30-degree difference between the northern part of the area and the southern. It's 48 in Moorhead, 54 Irvin, 58 Jackson, 67 London, and 73 in Jacksboro, Tennessee. In our northern half, that's a good 10 to 20 degrees cooler than where we were this time yesterday. Middlesboro, a tick warmer than yesterday. So that is called spring in the Ohio Valley. And you could thank the cloud cover working in. A weak little system kept all the precip to our north and east today. However, it's the clouds that have been our main weather factors. We've gone through the afternoon hours, and they'll stick around at least for part of the evening before we turn partly cloudy late and get back down to some more wintry-like temperatures into the low 30s. I'll have the very latest on when we could finally see a few showers try to return to the forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. As the news continues to come in from Ukraine, many people are waiting anxiously. Here in the mountains, Daria Agula is one of those people. Agula came to the U.S. from Ukraine when she was 16, attending college at Jackson State University on a tennis scholarship. She's now on the staff at the University of Pikeville and has not seen her parents or family in Ukraine in 6 years. Now she is terrified that she may never see them again. But she says they are safe for now, and she's proud of the strength her country is showing.
With the hard, tough times, we're strong and we are connected together. We are, regardless of what we have or don't have, people are united, they're connected. It's not going to break us.
She says the prayers and support she's receiving from her friends and newfound family here in the mountains means everything. We will have more about that later tonight. Hundreds of women are giving birth in hospital basements and bomb shelters as Russia's attack on Ukraine rages on, giving new mothers new hope for peace. CBS's Tina Kraus has that story.
The cries of newborn Ukrainians can't silence the sounds of war. Explosions across the country are forcing infants and their mothers into makeshift bomb shelters and hospitals.
Of course, it's terrible what is happening. We are living in real hell. I could never imagine that something like that can happen in 21st century.
Elena Shinkar is expecting her first child and was admitted to a medical center in Kyiv just days before the Russian invasion.
I saw, women are giving birth just in here, in a basement.
Behind barricaded windows and thick concrete walls, hospital staff are coping with the basics, while expectant mothers go through labor with the added complication of the conflict. This medical director says women are in labor and then air raid sirens sound, and they need to be rushed to shelter. Eula is just thankful she and her new baby boy are safe.
I had my son. His name is Mark.
While many new moms are still adjusting to life under siege, Katerina Sakarakova says her anxiety vanished when she held her newborn son. And there's no stronger symbol of hope than this little face. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
More than 1,000 babies are being born in Ukraine every day, and it's estimated around 100 will need some sort of neonatal intensive care, posing an additional challenge for medical staff. The White House is asking lawmakers for $10 billion to help out Ukraine. The money would be used for additional humanitarian, security, and economic assistance for Ukraine and Central European partners as Russia continues its attack. The White House sent over a formal request Wednesday as part of a $32.5 billion emergency funding request. The funding in that package was initially expected to focus heavily on fighting COVID-19, but leaders say the war in Ukraine has dramatically changed things. Coming up on First at 4, as part of Lent, many abstain from eating red meat and chicken, instead choosing seafood dishes. But experts say more room is needed in one's budget to do that this year.
And more clouds than sun over the next couple of days, but that's not going to stop the warm air from coming back. I'll have the details on that on the way next.